Good evening and welcome to KMTV. I'm Chris Price. Your top stories tonight. Operation Stack solutions to be revealed. Judge orders retrial in murder case. And all the towns a stage. Our main story this evening, Operation Stack, the scheme which queues lorries up on the M20, is set to be replaced after a summer of tailbacks for Kent drivers. Ben Kennedy has more.
Remember this? Operation Stack became an all-too-familiar sight for Kent motorists last summer, but now a solution to the traffic tailbacks will be revealed by the government within weeks. The bad news is it may take at least another year to put any remedy into place. At a Transport Committee meeting today, MPs heard evidence on the problems caused to Kent when Operation Stack is put into action. County Council leader Paul Carter said the ability of British roads to cope with traffic was simply not up to scratch.
You drive all the way across mainland Europe and Eastern Europe, and every motorway network has sensibly placed lorry parks all over the place, so when their tachographs run out, they've got somewhere to go to, not just the nearest lay-by and the nearest country lay-by on a country road off a junction.
A spokesman for Highways England told MPs that if all goes as planned, the earliest any parking facilities for lorries could be built would be next autumn. But he raised serious doubts about being able to actually meet this target. Our political editor, Paul Francis, was watching the meeting and has given his verdict on the proceedings.
Well, the leader of Kent County Council, Paul Carter, who was also giving evidence to MPs today, indicated that he did not want the Kent taxpayer to pick up the bill for any of these possible solutions. He made it very clear that as far as he was concerned, it was a national problem which fell to Kent, and as a national problem it's for central government to pick up the tab.
Ben Kennedy, KMTV, Gillingham.
A woman's died after she reportedly fell from a shopping centre in Chatham this afternoon. The 55-year-old was pronounced dead at the Pentagon shopping centre, where 6 police vehicles and 4 ambulances had been sent following a call from a concerned member of the public. Her next of kin have been informed the death is not being treated as suspicious. A judge has ordered a retrial in the case of a man accused of murdering his colleague. Josie Hannett has the details.
The jury in the case of David Squelch, charged with the murder of his colleague James Wallington, has been discharged after failing to reach a verdict. Deliberations have been taking place over the past 2 days, but Judge Adele Williams has ordered a retrial after the foreman revealed the jury could not make a unanimous or majority decision. Squelch allegedly stabbed James Wallington to death at Corey Environmental Limited Recycling Centre back in March. The 48-year-old from Paddock Wood has denied murdering the much-loved father. The retrial is due to take place in March. This is Josie Hannett for KMTV.
A man died on a busy stretch of motorway this morning after being hit by a vehicle. The pedestrian was struck just before 7 a.m. between Junction 8 and Junction 9 of the M20. One lane of the London-bound carriageway was closed until 2 p.m, with motorists facing delays of up to 80 minutes. No other casualties were reported. The body of a whale was found washed up on a Kent beach this morning. The animal, which measured in at 35 feet long, is thought to be a relatively rare minke whale. James Rose reports.
The dead whale was discovered washed up between Cliftonville and Broadstairs at a place called Furnace Point this morning. When I spoke to a Coast Guard spokesman, he estimated that the mammal had been dead for about 2 weeks. It was a minke whale, approximately 4 years of age, and had propeller wounds on its side. The spokesman guesses that this would have happened after the whale had died, and he said that contamination was probably the reason after eating plastic bags. Marine life experts and police were at the scene as the crowd gathered to see what was going on. I'm James Rose in Thanet for KMTV.
Thousands of pupils across the county have found out today if they've passed the 11+, as they hope for a place in a grammar school. More than 14,000 young people sat the Kent tests, competing for less than 5,000 places. Families who registered online were able to view their children's results by logging on late this afternoon. Kent County Council will be sending out letters to all the families from tomorrow. Gravesend's town centre turned into a stage today as members of the National Gilbert and Sullivan Opera performed a flash mob in front of hundreds of shoppers. The cast, who were promoting a series of shows at the Woodville, broke into an a cappella performance of British Tar from HMS Pinafore. Before we go, let's take a look at the weather. It's going to be a fairly cloudy evening around the county with highs of 12 degrees in Margate. Tomorrow expect heavy rain in Canterbury and Margate with an average temperature of 12 degrees in Kent. That's all from us this evening. We'll be back again tomorrow with all the latest stories. Have a good evening. Good night.